topic is solving quadratic equations by completing the square. So before we start solving equations, let us have a review first. So meron tayo ritong mga trinomials, and these trinomials are perfect square trinomials. So when we say perfect square trinomials, the terms in the first and in the third terms are both perfect square. Okay? So, if we are going to factor this trinomial, ang gagawin lang natin is square root the first term, so that is x, follow the sign of the middle term, so plus, and then the square root of the third term. So, square root of 36 is 6. Then, square lang natin to. So, the square of x plus 6 is equal to x squared plus 12x plus 36. Okay, so anong tawag dito? This is a square of binomial. Next example is y squared minus 20y plus 100. So, get the square root of the first term. Y squared is y, sign of the middle term, and the square root of the third term. So, the square root of 100 is 10. Then, raise this to the second power. Then, the last one is 25x squared plus 20x plus 4. So, the square root of the first term is 5x. Then, sign of the middle term. Then, after that, get the square root of the last term. That is 4. So, the square root of 4 is 2. Then, raise this to the second power. So, the answers here are all square of binomials. Now, we are going to solve quadratic equations by completing the square. Our first example is x squared minus 8x plus 16 equal to 0. So, in solving quadratic equation by completing the square, ang unang gagawin natin is transpose the constant term to the right side of the equation. Okay. So, ang matitira lang sa left ay yung mga terms na merong variable x. So, we have here, so from positive, 16 will become negative. Then, after transposing 16 to the right side, ito, we have negative 16. So, ang susunod na gagawin natin is get the half of the coefficient of x. So, we have 8. Then, half of 8 is what? 4. Then, square 4. So, the square of 4 is 16. So, itong 16 na ito ay i-add natin sa dalawang sides ng equation. So, we have x squared minus 8x, then plus 16. Then, this is equal to negative 16 plus 16. So, negative 16 plus 16 is equal to 0. Then we have x squared minus 8x plus 16. So, this is now a perfect square trinomial. So, i-express natin ito as square of binomial. So, we have the square root of x squared is x, then sign of the middle term is minus, then the square root of 16 is 4. Then, raise this to the second power. Then, after that, extract the square root on both sides of the equation. So, we have x minus 4. Then, this is raised to the second power. Then, equal to positive, negative square root of. Then, the square root of 0 is still 0. Pero wala na siyang sign kasi 0 is between positive and negative. Then, we have here the square root of the square of x minus 4. So, cancel na lang natin yung 2. So, this will become x minus 4. Then, equal to 0. Then, solve for x. So, x now is equal to what? Lipat lang natin si 4 sa right side of the equation. So, x now is equal to 4. So, this is now the value of x. Next example is square of x minus 4x is equal to 0. So, dito wala tayong constant term. So, wala tayong ililipat sa right side. So, ang gagawin na natin dito is kunin ang coefficient ng x, and that is 4. So, 4, hatiin natin or multiply natin yan by 1/2. So, the answer is 2. Then, square 2, the answer is 4. Then, add 4 on both sides of the equation. So, we have x squared minus 4x plus 4, then equal to 0 plus 4. Then, meron na naman tayo dito, perfect square trinomial. So, express this as a square of binomial. So, x squared is x minus, then square root of 4 is 2. Then, we have 2. Then, equal to 0 plus 4 is 4. Then, extract the square root on both sides of the equation. So, x minus 2 squared. Then, equal to positive, negative square root of 4. Then, just cancel 2 here. So, we have x minus 2 equal to the positive and negative square root of 4 is 2. Then, after that, lipat natin si constant term or si 2 sa right side ng equation. Magiging x is equal to 2 plus or minus 2. So, let us use plus. So, x positive is equal now to 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Then, the second one is x negative. We have 2 minus 2 equals 0. So, the values of x now are, we have 4 and 0. Our third example is x squared plus 2x equals 15. So, yung constant ay nasa right side na, kaya wala na tayong ililipat pa. So, ang gagawin na lang natin dito is get the half or multiply 2 by 1/2. So, 1/2 of 2 is 1. Then, square natin si 1. The answer is 1. Then, add 1 on both sides of the equation. We have x squared plus 2x plus 1. Then, this is equal to 15 plus 1. So, 15 plus 1 is equal to 16. Then, we have a perfect square trinomial. So, express natin to as square of binomial. Square root of x squared is x, sign ng middle term, plus, then, square root of 1 is 1. Then, extract the square root on both sides of the equation. We have square root of the square of x plus 1 equals positive or negative square root of 16. Then, dito, cancel na lang yon. So, we have now x plus 1. Then, this is equal to the positive, negative square root of 16 is 4. Then, lipat natin yan sa right side of the equation. We have now x is equal to negative 1 plus or minus 4. Then, solve for x. So, x positive equals negative 1 plus 4. So, negative 1 plus 4 is equal to positive 3. Then, x negative or x minus is equal to negative 1 minus 4 equals negative 5. So, the values of x now are 3 and negative 5. Okay. Fourth example is 4x squared is equal to 6x. So, dito, the coefficient of x squared is greater than 1. So, ang gagawin natin dito is divide both sides by the coefficient of x squared. So, divide natin yan by 4. So, 4 divided by 4 is x squared. Then, divide 6x by 4. So, this is now equal to 3 over 2. Then, we have x. Then, wala tayong constant term. Pero, itong may x term ay ililipat natin sa left side ng equation. So, we have now x squared minus 3 over 2x then equal to 0. Then, the coefficient of x here is 3 over 2. Then, multiply natin to by 1/2. So, 3 multiplied by 1 is 3 over 2 times 2 is 4. Then, square. So, this is now equal to 9 over 16. So, add this on both sides of the equation. We have now x squared minus 3 over 2x then plus 9 over 16. Then, this is equal to 0 plus 9 over 16. Then we have here, again, a perfect square trinomial. So, get the square root of the first term, x, then minus square root of 9 is 3 over the square root of 16, which is 4. Then raise this to the second power. Then 0 plus 9 over 16 is 9 over 16. Then, extract the square root on both sides of the equation. So, we have square root of x minus 3/4. Then, raise this to the second power. Then, equal to positive, negative, square root of 9 over 16. So, we have now x minus 3/4. Then, this is equal to positive, negative, square root of 9 is 3, then 16 is 4. Then, lipat natin si 3/4 sa right side of the equation. So, we have now x is equal to 3/4 plus or minus 3/4. Then, x positive. We have now 3/4 plus 3/4. This is equal to 3 plus 3 is 6. Then copy the common denominator, which is 4. Or this is now equal to 3 over 2. Then x negative or next minus or x minus. So 3/4 minus 3/4 is equal now to 0. So, the values of x are 3 over 2 and 0. Okay?